Guys, Scott here. In this video, we'll take a look at the 2022 Breeders Cup Juvenile on Friday at Keeneland. And I think of all the Breeders Cup races, this features probably the most like one of the race in the number 3 K-Brock. K-Brock's trained by Bob Baffert. Got 2 Grade 1 wins so far. Visually impressed in every race. Already got a 104 on the buyer scale. The Brisnet scales ran really good. And just checks all the boxes. Baffert's won this race previously with Corniche and Game Winner. And then got second with Salamini, I think, in 2018. So certainly Baffert knows how to get a horse to this race. K-Brock just kind of looks like the horse from Bob Baffert that, might be the goods. You might see him on the 3-year-old trail potentially do something, if he can maintain his form. And I think K-Brock wins, and I think where you find your value is start going for a second-place horse. And I think one that I'm starting to set on is Blazing Sevens from Chad Brown. It reminds a little bit of a sire, Good Magic. Good Magic actually won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, but it's kind of a similar campaign. And I think you can forgive this race in the hopeful as, Blazing Sevens really good breaking this maiden, and then waited all the way from July to September to run. And I think this is where they really started pointing him towards the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He got third in that race, and then the Champagne came back. And if you watch my video for that race, I picked Blazing Seven as my long shot pick for that race, and ended up winning. And I think Blazing Seven is still going to keep taking another step forward. And for me, it's going to be the most likely second place horse. If going number 1, the Awesome Strong, I'm going to play against that horse by Jorge Delgado. I just, he's racing restricted bed races down at Gulfstream, and, the water's going to get real deep, so I'm going to go against him. You got Congruent by Antonio Sano. If I had to pick a, real bomber long shot, this probably be it, because I think Antonio Sano is a very underrated trainer, and certainly his horse, could go off and not get any respect. And Tammy Boba also on Simplification done really good on the Derby Trail, and so I think Congruent could be a potential horse to look out for, especially if he can take a, step forward. You can see it coming and maybe getting third or fourth and trying to spice up that superfecta payout. And Curly Jack by Thomas Amos, I actually picked against this horse in the Iroquois, and I'm going to do the same thing again and pick against it to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. I think K-Brock's another beast compared to what he faced in the Iroquois, so he's a no-go for me. Forte by Todd Pletcher. So this is certainly another horse you could look at for getting second one. 3 out of 4 starts. In the Sanford didn't fire for whatever reason. But, in the Grade 1 Hopeful won by 3 lengths. Actually beat Blazing Sevens in that race. And then in the Breeders' Futurity, he ended up winning that race with a good stretch battle with Loggins, turning for home. But I still think Forte to be able to catch the Baffert horse K-Brock's got a lot of work to do. And then you got Hurricane J from Paulo Lobo. I don't think this horse is going to be there. The water's going to get deeper, and this will be the first time trying a mile in the 16th. So, for me, not really something I'm interested in trying to play here. And then you got Lost Art by Todd Pletcher. I think, this horse, they looked very good in the first 2 races. In the Breeders' Futurity, got 6 by 10 lengths. And I think kind of like with Forte, I think even this horse could jump back and get, run to these 2 races. Still got to take a step forward to be able to, compete in the race against K-Brock. So for me, that's a no-go. And for National Treasure, I think this is the, second tier of the back horse. I don't think he's going to, catch a stablemate K-Brock. So for me, a no-go. And probably the other horse is going to take some interesting money and be Tower Stride by Timothy Martin. And I think for this horse, he's jumping up. All these races have been at sprint weights. Now he's getting to a mile and 16th. And he's stepping out of Iowa bred, different horses. So I think this horse is going to struggle trying to, have all that going against him. And then you got Verified from Brad Cox. This horse could, certainly potentially do something. Brad Cox has been, known to win his fair share of Breeders' Cup races. So what surprised me, horse out of Justified. We all know what Justified did. Got second to Champagne, but Brad Cox can be a little funny sometimes. He'll run a, slightly bad race, nothing may make you take him off the radar slightly, bounce back and run a, really good race. So for me, I went dismiss Verified totally. I'm probably going to play against because you can't have everybody in second. So for me, I'm going to play against him. But certainly, if you like him, I'm not going to try to talk you off of him. And then you got Wound Up with Michael McCarthy, going from turf to dirt. And for me, it's going to be a no-go. The uncertainty of the, switch on surfaces, stretching out the farthest he's ever gone. So for me, not really something interesting. But I think K-Rock wins this race, and you just figure out who's going to come in second, third, try to make your money off this race. And thanks for watching, guys. Plenty more to come.